Stardew Valley is a game where the beauty is in the details. Everything you do has nuanced pieces to it that deepen the experience, and today, I want to talk about some of the absolute trove of secrets in this game. Let's start with my personal favorite. This giant Junimo plush has one of the most specific conditions to obtain in the game. On the last day of any month, you need to head to this bush above the playground and interact with it at exactly noon. There are 3 statues with bizarre names hidden around the valley. For the first, you'll need a super cucumber. Head to the area south of Jojamart. There's a hidden entrance behind the tree. Use the super cucumber on this box and you get Himpf. For the next one, you'll need 2 hearts with Vincent and a strange bun. This box is just sitting out in the open. You'll get Farogumon. And for the last of these weird statues, you'll need duck mayo. Head to the storage room of the saloon and you'll get Pinky Lemon. By the way, you're probably wondering how on earth anyone would find these. Well, there's actually a book in the library that hints towards it. This one. Looking at the first letter of every word, you get Super Cucumber Town, Duck Mayo Saloon, and Strange Bun Toy Box. That's not all of the statues hidden around the valley though. There's a Junimo statue hidden behind the community center, and you'll need to hoe up this spot to get it. If you've found secret note number 19, it hints you towards this hidden statue behind Lewis's house. Very subtle. Additionally, you can place this anywhere around Pelican Town to get an angry letter from the man himself. Speaking of humiliating Lewis, if you get those lucky purple shorts, there's a number of things you can do with it, such as gifting it to Marnie, tailoring them into a wearable trimmed lucky purple shorts by using them with a gold bar, putting them on display during the Stardew Valley Fair for an easy 750 star tokens, or put them into the soup during the luau. It's even already seasoned. One last thing to make fun of Lewis for. If you check Jass's dollhouse, it'll mention that there's a family of dolls all sitting around the table, except the grandpa doll is under the table, likely meaning that Jass has probably seen Lewis hiding during one of his visits. Around the valley, there's several special items that you're able to fish up if you fish in a certain spot. The wall basket can be fished up in the secret woods with an 8% chance. The pyramid decal can be fished up in the southern pond of Calico Desert. It has a 10% chance. The Vista painting can be found in the pond outside of the spa with a 100% catch rate and an 8% chance to catch more after that. It also can't be caught in winter. The Lifesaver can be caught in Willie's back room with a 20% chance. And the boat painting can be fished up only on the beach farm at this little spot in the bottom left through a hidden tunnel. The rest of this fishing section are all from Ginger Island, so skip it if you don't want spoilers. The foliage print can be fished out of the river in Ginger Island North, specifically in the bottom left next to this golden walnut. It starts out at a 100% chance and then 10% chance after the first catch. The frog hat can be fished out of the Gorman Frog's Cave. The squirrel statue can be fished up in the very top left corner of the north, which is reached by using the watering can to go down the lava river at the beginning of the volcano. It's always caught first, with a 10% chance after that. The Gorman statue can be fished up in the Pirate Cove at a 5% chance. Physics 101 can be caught at the Volcano Caldera, also known as the Forge, as well as the Concerned Ape Mask if you've achieved perfection. Finally, the Iridium Krobus statue can be caught from the water below this entrance to the sewer. To be able to reach it, you'll need a fishing level of 15, which can only be achieved either through the Master Enchantment on your fishing rod with Seafoam Pudding, or Key Seasoned Seafoam Pudding on its own. I'll also mention that the decorative trash can be caught in the fountain near the community center, but it can also be found in the furniture catalog, so I'm not really counting it. These next few secrets I'm going to go over are some of the events that can happen every night, as well as the conditions that they need to occur. First, there is a 1% chance that the meteorite event is chosen. When this happens, the game will choose a random 2x2 space. If there are no animals, water, or anything else that would block your movement, then a meteorite will fall on the space. That means that yes, it can destroy crops, paths, or grass. It can be broken open by a gold or better pickaxe for iridium ore, stone, and geodes, but I usually just let it sit and build a monument to it. Bragging rights, you know? There's a 0.5% chance that the Stone Owl event will occur. If it's chosen, just like the last event, it'll choose a random spot, and if there's nothing there, a Stone Owl statue will show up. It's just a statue. Looks kinda cool. Starting on year 2, there's a 0.8% chance that you will have the strange capsule event. Just like the stone owl, it needs to randomly choose an empty spot. After sitting in that spot for 3 days, or having fairy dust used on it, it'll burst open, releasing something into the world. You may be able to find the creature wandering about. On a brighter note, there's a crop fairy. This is a 1% chance for this, which then randomly chooses 100 squares. If at least one of these is a growing crop, the crop fairy will immediately grow all crops around it in a 5x5 square. And finally, there's a 1% chance for the witch to show up. She'll randomly choose a coop or slime hutch, and if she flies over a coop, she'll leave a void egg, which can be hatched into a void chicken. There's a chance for it to be a golden egg if you've reached perfection. If it's the slime hutch though, she'll turn all of your slimes into black slimes, which can suck. If you don't want her to do that, put a wicked statue into the slime hutch. If you have a 3x3 patch of fully grown cauliflower, melons, or pumpkins, there's a chance every day that they could grow into giant crops. Instead of just giving you the measly 9 crops, you'll get anywhere from 15 to 21 if you break it open with your axe. However, I like to make little monuments. Did you know Sandy's name isn't actually Sandy? Once you start gaining hearts with her, she tells you it's just for business. She also shows interest in coming back to the farm with you. Please, I need this in the game, give us more Sandy. There's a spot on the map labeled as the Lonely Stone. Clicking on it just closes the map. Yep, that's a rock. Tired of all the trash around town? There's actually a way to clean all that up. Starting in year 3, the trash bear will start appearing on every sunny day next to the entrance of the sewers in Cindersap Forest. The bear will ask for a random fish, forageable item, or cooked dish. Completing 4 requests will have him clean up the town. So you can place slime egg incubators just about wherever you want, which means you can have slimes wherever you want. If these slimes happen to be in a place near other characters, they'll sometimes speak to them, like with words. Human words. Huh. Speaking of, if you have a slime in your house with your spouse, they'll scream while trying to kill it. Every now and again, you might spot a sea creature show up in the ocean. There is about a 0.06% chance every second for it to spawn, and multiple can actually show up at once if they spawn close enough to each other, although it's incredibly rare. If you've paid attention while going through the Skull Cavern, you might have seen these odd patterns on the wall. This is actually a pig pen cipher, as found by Reddit user 011111000 marks the spot. Translating the textures says, "We are cursed, too much iridium." A different one says, "Wizard sealed us in this prison until the day a hero puts us to rest." That's kinda morbid. You can actually brute force your way into the incorrect locker room in the spa. Just keep going in and eventually it'll just stop. That's Chrono from Chrono Trigger. And that's a SNES. There's a couple of things around the game that you can put hats on. These are your horse, sea urchins and fish tanks, the alien secret scarecrow, and your children. Speaking of children, you can send them out into the void, and when you do so, there's a couple of fun spooky effects. Watching TV on the day before Spirit's Eve will give you an ancient doll with a message.
You've brought this upon yourself. Now I'm free.
After all that has happened, whenever you go to the witch's shrines, you'll be attacked by all of the children that you've let go. This happens every single time you come here. When you enter Marnie's house, there's a 1 in 10,000 chance of her saying, "When the door opened, I thought it might be Lewis." A not so secret relationship, huh? In the book of Yoba, it says, "Into this soil, Yoba planted the seed. The seed sprouted, and behold, a vine sprung skyward, twisting and probing, casting a writhing shadow onto the golden void. After 11 days, the vine bore fruit. Yoba, with knowing wisdom, peeled the tough skin off the fruit and saw that the world was inside. And so, that is how the world came to be." There are only 2 crops in the game that grow in 11 days, hops and tomatoes. Seeing that tomatoes are the only fruit of the 2 and do indeed grow on a vine, the world of Stardew Valley, according to local religion, is inside a tomato. Your grandpa's also a believer of Yoba, as you can see the sigil of Yoba on his wall in the opening cutscene. Even the dwarves seem to believe in Yoba, as seen in the carving at the top of the volcano. Makes me wonder if perhaps human got into the religion due to leftover relics from the dwarves. Lastly, on the topic of Yoba, enjoy my favorite scene at the movies. During one of Alex's heart events, he mentions his deceased mother. If you go into George and Evelyn's bedroom, you can find a letter from Alex's mother. Mama, if you're reading this, it means I've passed on. I'm so sorry you had to go through this. Know that I love you both. Don't be too upset. I'm with Yoba now. My final request? Take care of Alex. He needs a family, something stable. He's a good kid. Love, Clara. Have you ever given Kent a hated item? He says, this. They gave this to me in Gatoro prison camp. I've been trying to forget about that. Note that this applies to any kind of milk, fairy dust, and Joja Cola. Speaking of the Empire, in Harvey's room you can see a comparison of Ferngil Republic fighter planes and Gatoro Empire ones. Apparently it's just the paint job. Hey, did you know that there's a store in the hospital? Because there is. They sell energy tonics, which are a full energy and health refill, and muscle remedies, which will eliminate the exhaustion debuff, which is what causes you to wake up with lowered energy if you get too low on energy on the day before. These two items are also universally hated, which, you know what, it would be pretty weird if someone just came up and gave me ibuprofen unprompted. Here's a smattering of some of my favorite tailoring recipes. The aforementioned muscle remedy makes the fake muscle suit. The golden pumpkin that can be obtained at the Spirits Eve festival gives you a witch hat. Glazed yams give you the sunset shirt. Slime eggs give you baggy pants. And cinder shards give you sunglasses. Lastly, boots are the only equipped item that both affects your stats and your aesthetics. If you want to replace the look of a higher tier boot with the look of a lower tier boot, you can place the one you want the effect of up top and the one you want the look of on the bottom. Thank you for watching. I tried to delve deep into some topics that I don't think are explored enough, so hopefully you learned something new. If you have any secrets that I didn't mention that you love, please let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one, and good night.